Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So for today, our Group D, from Section 7 of CICI 1305 Introduction to Software Engineering, we will be presenting about our group project, My Ratatouille. So for starters, this is the list of our group members. There's me, Muhammad Haziq, there's Adnan, there's Haris, there's Imran, and then there's Shazwan. And these are the people responsible for the project of My Ratatouille. So what is My Ratatouille? My Ratatouille is designed to assist people from all walks of life, including students and parents, in preparing a variety of wholesome, home-cooked dishes. It offers a global selection of recipes tailored to the individual taste, be it nasi goreng, be it tom yum, be it pasta, whatever that is to their liking.
So first and foremost, what's our project scope? So the objectives of our project is to make cooking accessible to all, allowing users to browse a plethora of professional chef certified dishes, provide services that help in finding ingredients, allow users to create personally created cookbooks, keep track of ingredients that one has at home, and enable interaction between aspiring cooks. So who are our stakeholders? First and foremost, there are chefs who adding to the collection of recipes and certifying user-created recipes, supermarket owners who provide data on currently available ingredients at their stores, and investors who help provide financial aid. So let's talk about our use case diagram next. So in this visual representation, we explore how users interact with the My Ratatouille application. Our use case diagram begins with two main user roles, the new user and the registered user. Each has unique interactions with the system. As the new user explores the app, they can perform actions like login or register. Meanwhile, the registered user has additional capabilities such as finding locations for ingredients and reviewing recipes. The My Ratatouille system supports various functions, which is finding locations for ingredients, finding recipes, and reviewing recipes. Behind the scenes, we have the admin who oversees everything, the chef who creates recipes, while customer service handles feedback. That sums up pretty much everything for the use case diagram.
Next, for the requirement, to understand what our potential customer are looking for, we created a Google form to better visualize who our customer are and their current cooking habit. Some of the questions that has been asked is, do you find cooking to be cumbersome or something you enjoy? Next, how often do you cook? And many more. We then conducted an in-depth analysis of the present culinary landscape by examining various recipe repository, including cookbook websites and YouTube channel, as well as grocery store that supply cooking ingredients and utensils. Finally, we reached out to the professional chef and international supermarket chain to explore potential partnership aimed at fostering a global culture of healthy cooking, leveraging their specialized knowledge and resources.
Modeling part of our software, we decided on using Figma as the platform to create our GUI and prototype. So to begin with, we have the login page that will greet the user, and since it's the first page that the user will see, it is designed to be specifically minimalist and easy to access. Next, we have the register page, where it only asks for information that is necessary to create an account. Moving on, we have the account page, where any user can find all the information about their account or their profile. And then we have the find recipe page. By default, this will be the first page after the authentication or the login. And the detail for each recipe is accessible by clicking the button that has the image of the recipe itself. On the left side, you can access all of the software features in one click. On the recipe page, there will be a detailed recipe complete with picture, name, description, ingredient list, steps in both text and video, and finally, a way to rate this recipe. And then we have the find ingredients page. This page will require users to prompt all ingredients needed, and ultimately, users will click the find ingredient button. On the cookbook page, this is the page where the user can save their own recipe or others' recipe. On the pantry page, it's the same as the find recipe page. However, this page will require users to prompt all ingredients at home to find a recipe for it. And on the add recipe page, it's modeled to look exactly like the recipe page, but the information is empty and it needs to be filled in by the user. At the bottom, there is a publish and add to cookbook button. When you click add to cookbook, the recipe is added to your personal cookbook, whereas publish sends it to our list of approved chefs that will authenticate and verify your recipe to make sure it is suitable to be on the app.
Alright, so now I'm going to talk about test cases for our application. So basically, for the first test, it's a valid input test. So it's about checking the search function whether it works correctly with valid inputs. So for the steps, firstly, user needs to navigate to the find recipe page, and then user enter a valid recipe name like chicken. Then thirdly, user click on the search button, and lastly, the system will verify and display the correct search result. So for the expected result, it should display all recipes matching the input, which is chicken. And then for the second test, which is bookmark recipe test. So for the bookmark test, it's to verify the bookmarking functionality. And the steps are, firstly, user needs to navigate to the find recipe page, and then select a recipe, click the bookmark icon, and then uh, check that the recipe appears in the user cookbook. So the expected result should be the selected recipe should be saved in the user's cookbook. And the third test is remove ingredient test. So this test checks the remove function. So for those steps, firstly, user need to navigate to the pantry page and select an ingredient to remove, such as tomato. And then third, click the remove button. And fourth, confirm that the ingredient is no longer listed. So for the expected result, the ingredient should be successfully removed from the pantry. And the fourth test is about profile editing. So this is very crucial for user account management. So the steps are, firstly, user need to navigate to the profile page, click on edit profile, and update profile information such as name, email, or profile picture. Then save the changes and verify the update information is displayed. So for the expected result, the user profile should be updated according to what has been input. And lastly, and the last test is white space input test. So this test is to handle the cases where the input might be only white spaces. So user navigate to the find recipes page and enter a recipe name with only white spaces, and then press the search button, and the system will verify and handle the input appropriately. So for the expected result, the system should show an error message indicating no results found. So and that's all for my part, and that's all about
Okay, so
for
now we'll be
testing
going over the
activities.
prototype.
Yep, thank you.
So on the home screen, we have a login button as well as a register button, which both take us to the home page, as you can see here. I'm going to log out to show you the register page. Once you log in, you will be greeted with the home screen that shows recommended and popular recipes. Clicking on a recipe will open its page where you can bookmark it, or you can read more about it, as well as look at the ingredients, a video for steps, as well as some text. You can also add a rating to the recipe. We can go back and we can open the menu to see what other features we have. We can find ingredients. So if I wanted to add white onions, I can add that. And let's say I don't want it anymore, I can remove it, as seen here. Clicking find ingredients will show the page where we can find supermarkets to get the ingredients from. Next, we have the cookbook, which is basically a sort of a menu where you can bookmark your favorite recipes, as shown here. And you can also add your own recipes by inserting details. And at the bottom, you can either add it to your cookbook or you can publish it. Once you click publish, the recipe will be reviewed under our approved chefs, and once it's been approved, it can be added to the app. Next, you can go to the pantry which is basically a sort of collection of whatever ingredients you have at home. You can again add an ingredient to your pantry and find a curated recipe that uses the following ingredients. It's shown here. And finally, we have the account page, which has your username, your email, your bio. You can add your favorite recipe here, and as well as some personal stats. And of course, you can log out to go back to the home page.